Welcome to my channel. My name is Tycho. On this channel, I will be taking you on my investing journey through the stock market. I will be analyzing and sharing my opinion on stocks and on the stock market. Today, I will be giving an introduction of how I started investing and how I got to where I am today. I started investing in March of 2021. Back then, I had some savings and I did not really know where to start investing. So I opened a brokerage account and I started watching YouTube videos of other stock pickers. Then I bought my first stocks, and even though there were different types of stocks, the stock market was going up in 2021, and there was just a lot of cheap money in the market, and this cheap money was caused by low rates and stimulus checks being given out due to the COVID crash we had the year before. And so valuations of stocks were rising. They were already rising in 2020, and they kept rising in 2021. So this led to high valuations and a shift in the market, which made that revenue growth was key for stocks. So it didn't really matter what stocks did as long as they were growing, it's fine, and they were going up. So margins or debt in a company didn't really matter back then, and this led some issues later. But first off, in 2021, because I started buying stocks and the market was going up, I was doing fine and my stocks were going up. I was making some good profits, even though back then I did not really know what I was doing. So I started with a couple $1,000 and I entered the year of 2021 with $10,000. So this was a really nice gain and first year. At the end of 2021, the stock market started dropping, and this was because of inflationary pressures led to fear among stock market investors that the Federal Reserve was going to hike rates. And so they did in 2022. And because of the fears that kicked in at the end of 2021 of the Federal Reserve starting to hike rates, the market was already selling off. So the market was selling off and the value of my account started dropping. I kept depositing each month, but each month, the at the end of the month, the deposits from the last month were already gone, vanished because of the market sell-off. The market sell-off actually gave me the chance to lower my cost basis on a lot of stocks that I bought for a higher valuation in 2021. When we were nearing the lows of the bear market in 2022 and valuations were down and the market had a huge sell-off through the year, I could conclude that not all of my stock picks were really solid. I made a mistake of buying some of the high uh, growth hype stocks in 2021, and I kept buying them in 2022, even though they were not profitable and their fundamentals were not that strong. The market sell-off in 2022 led me to losing all my gains of the previous year, and not just that, I was now losing money. So I was a couple thousands down on my initial investment. And from that, I learned that you should never invest at least important amounts of money into those high growth hype stocks. So going forward, I started to look more to valuations, and not all of these stocks that I bought in 2021 and in the bear market or sell-off of 2022 were that bad. There were some really good stocks that from the end of 2022, when stocks were actually going up, were doing really well. Because some of the stocks really hurt me is what led me to looking more to valuations and not buying those hype stocks anymore. So I went from buying hype stocks, and I was not just buying hype stocks, but hype and growth for the most part, to more solid investments, so very well known and run companies that are there in the stock market for a long time and always increase their revenues and margins. So that were the companies I was looking for, and I was looking for low valuations. Because I was playing it more safely, my losses started to go down, or at least the market sell-off finished near the end of 2022. But as you can see in the chart in front of you, from the summer of 2022, I was not making any bigger losses. Sadly, I do not have a chart from the period before the summer of 2022. The reason for that is that I switched brokerage account, and I only have the data going back to May of 2022. Because of especially the end of 2021 and the first half of 2022 were really bad, this led me to only having a $3,000 gain in account value through 2022. And the only reason for this gain is because I deposited a lot. So I kept depositing about $1,000 a month. So even though um, the chart in front of you shows that I have made a small profit and I did better than the S&P 500 in the period of the year. This is not really correct, as half of the year is missing, which was the worst part of the year. Luckily, I ended the year in green with my new brokerage account. I could say that the fun really started in 2023. As you can see in the chart in front of you, my gain for the year was almost 51%, and I tripled my account value from 13,000 at the end of 2022 to an amount of $39,000 at the end of 2023. So you can see what the effect is when the market is going up, because coming out of the bear market of 2022, the market started going up at the end of 2022, and it kept going up in 2023. And a lot of my stocks were going up, but only a select few were going up quite a lot. And in my case, those were meta platforms, which is probably well known to you because of Facebook and Instagram, for example. And I was also holding Palantir Technologies, which was going up back then as well. And I told you that in 2022 I started looking more into valuations of companies. And because of I was looking more into valuations, I did buy a lot of stocks that seemed like they had a low valuation, but the cause of that low valuation was that they were not having really strong fundamentals at the time being. So, for example, I can take Intel. They just did not have enough technological improvements. They did not invest enough in research and development, and because of that, they were falling behind of the competitions. And because of the competition was catching up to them, they really need to invest a lot and cut their dividend to make sure they would go back up. And because of this, I learned in 2023 that looking just at a valuation point is not always a good thing. And most of the times, there's a reason for the valuation of a stock being low. And I had to learn that the hard way, just like the hype growth stocks in 2022. But it's a good lesson, and because of it, I started looking more into the fundamentals of a company and trying to buy good companies for the right price or a fair valuation. And because of this, and I was making this switch, and this was my new strategy, as you can see, I was going up through 2023 and I chose the right stocks. Now, of course, it's easy to say because in 2021, I told you I did not really know what I was doing and I was going up anyway. In 2023, the stock market was going up as well. So do I really know what I'm doing at this time, or is it just because the market is going up? Well, that is hard to say, but I did learn some lessons from the bear market and the sell-off and buying low valuation companies. So I think I can say that I've learned from those lessons, and I'm in the market now for 2 years, going from 2021 to 2023. So I was starting to define a strategy and I just found myself having more experience and I was buying the right stocks. Which stocks I was buying and which ones I am holding right now, I'm planning to talk about that in another video because I plan to do weekly updates. So I will show you my stocks or my current stocks at least in the next video. I plan to go through all my investments in the next video. Looking once more to the chart, my gain for the year of 2023 was 51%, or at least almost, and for the S&P 500 the gain was almost 24%. So I more than doubled the returns of the S&P 500, which shows that you can actually beat the market. In 2023 or at the end of 2023, my returns over 2023 were so good that I hoped I could get a return of 20% in the next year, in 2024. But as you can see in the chart, I actually managed to make almost 55% in returns over the full year of 2024, which is more than double the S&P 500. Again, if you take the S&P 500 as a benchmark, and the account value went up from $39,000 at the end of 2023 to $75,000 at the end of 2024. I must say I am proud of that, and I hope I can keep this up. Since I have my strategy defined of buying good companies for a fair valuation, and I hope to keep this going. It also depends on the market, of course, but we will see what 2025 has to offer. Just to wrap up this video, I hope you liked it. My plan is to create a video next week about my stock positions and to talk about each and every one of my positions so that you get to know my current stock portfolio. And going forward, I will be giving you regular updates. The plan is to do this every week about my account and account value and also the mutations. I do believe the audio could use some improvements, so I'll try to fix that. And yeah, thank you for watching.